require you to stay awake. Okay. The next application is to find the maximum or the minimum number from a list of numbers. Okay. So what is the meaning of finding a maximum or minimum? Say in this array A. Okay. The minimum will be 1, maximum will be 5. And for B array, the minimum is 67. Okay. The maximum is there's the 6 digit here. So there's the biggest number. So how to calculate that? So I make up some space here. Okay, so I want to find minimum first. Okay, let's say I want to find the minimum first. So I set up a functions to help me to calculate the minimum. Okay, basically it's not calculate, just loop it and look for it. Okay, so the return value will be the return value suppose is the array element. Okay, the element. So it's an integer, and let me name it called find min. Okay. Find min. I want to find the minimum, and the array input, okay, is size. Okay. Now, how to do it? This is a little bit complicated. Okay. So the way is by doing challenging. Okay. I challenge you. Okay. I assume that you think that you are the minimum. So I challenge you whether you are the minimum. Okay. So what is the meaning of challenge? First, I make an assumption. Assumption of a mean value is the first element. I make this assumption first, and I try to challenge this assumption. Okay? So to challenge this assumption, I will do this very simple. I ask every element, am I the minimum one? Okay? So how to ask it? Oh, I missed the I. Variable. So this is about size. Okay, this is curly braces. So let's say the last line is I find a minimum value, so I return it. So how to do the looping and find a minimum? I just want one loop. I don't want to repeat. Okay? Within one loop, to challenge it means that, okay, I ask, are you smaller than me? I assume that I'm mean value. Okay? I assume that I'm already the minimum. Okay? So if there exists an element, I, smaller than me, so that means that I am not the minimum. Okay? So this is what we call challenge. I challenge you. Challenge mean value. Okay? Are you really the smallest? Yeah, we go out of range. Okay? So are you really the... Yeah, we move it. Okay, good. Are you really the smallest? If not, now if not means that mean value is bigger than someone. Okay, so you are not the minimum. So we will have the new king. Okay, the new king is this. Is not this mean value is not the minimum. Actually, array I is the minimum. Right? So this is the way. This is the way. This is what we call challenge. Now, after the one loop, okay, loop through all the elements, can I find a minimum value? Can I? Did I find a minimum value already? So, yeah, I just bought some corn. Okay, so we're gonna try it out. Oops. Yeah, no problem. So I do a random shuffle here. Yeah, don't question me where I learned these skills. Okay, I know it since I get birth. Okay. Oh, what happened? Yeah, didn't try too many times. Okay, so I just pick up 3 cards. Okay, seems to be random. Good. Oh yeah, well, up here. Yeah, we want up here. Yeah, new class is hard to do software. Okay, 1, 2, 3, good. So happen to be continuous is 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I just pick the first card. Assume that this card 8 is the minimum. Okay, so remember this card 8 is the minimum. So then I will look through the remaining 2, right? And look through the remaining 2, and because the minimum is assumed to be 8, and I suddenly find 7, so 8 go away. You are not the minimum. Basically, 7 is the minimum. Okay, then I do the challenge again. It so happens the challenge is 6. 6 is the real minimum, so 7, goodbye. Okay, so 6 is the minimum. So 8, 7, 6. Then we will end up with 3 challenges. Oh, the first guys don't need to be challenged. Okay, 2 more challenges, and we will find the minimum number. Okay. Any questions? Then how to find the maximum? I want the functions to find the maximum number. How? Okay. Let me do the copy and paste first. Okay. Okay, copy, paste. Okay, so I want to find the maximum. Of course, the mean value will change into a max value. Okay. Basically, I will do the same assumption. I assume the first guy will be the maximum number and continue the challenge. Okay. So let me ask you line by line. Do I need to change? Line 36. Do I need to change? No, it's the assumption. 37. Yeah, nothing there. 38. Do I need to change? No. 39. Do I need to change? Really? If I don't change 39, so what? No, the lines I need to change. How to change 39? Yeah, 39 is the key point, right? The challenge. I want to find the maximum number. Okay? So the challenge will be, basically, you are not the max. How to change this? Yeah? Yes? Yeah, becomes smaller than. Okay? Line 39 becomes smaller than. Okay? So any changes? Any further change? So 39 don't need to change. 40, do I need to change? No. 41, yeah, 41 is nothing. 32, no. So basically change one sign, one character. Then you set up another function to find the mean and find the max. They're nearly identical. Okay? So let's try whether it is true or not. Okay? I will say mean and max from array A. Okay? 2 numbers. They are both integers. Okay? So I will say find mean and array 5 elements, and then find, maybe I make it into 2 lines. Okay, find mean and find max. Okay, find mean and find max. Any problem on line 56? Then also for B, okay, find the mean and max for B. B now remember it's 3 elements. Okay, that's it. Compile. No warning, no error. Run it. Okay, so let's check. The array A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Average, no problem. The mean and the max, mean is 1. Max is 5. How about the next array? The mean is 67. The max is the 6-digit number. Okay? So this is quite straightforward, right? So what's next is something that is not straightforward, and that's why I buy a new new deck of cards this morning. Okay, I just go to a supermarket. Not our university supermarket. Some supermarket and find a deck of cards. Okay, what is the purpose of this deck of cards? Okay, our next application is, I will skip this. Okay, locate. Locate is nothing. Okay, you just find a number, return me the location of that number. Okay, we don't need to talk about it. The things that I need to talk about it is sorting, ordering. So what's the meaning of ordering? I don't know whether you have played cards. Okay, how many of you don't know how to make money using cards? all people knows. Okay, yeah. I just asked the elite class. I asked some similar questions. The question is, how many of you don't know how to play mahjong? Some people say, I don't know. Yeah. I suddenly find it's too horrible. So you should know how to play card games. Okay. So I will use a visual projector. Okay. Visual projector. Okay, so I will pick 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards. I don't know what, I just do a shuffle. Okay. Then, while you're playing card games, I don't know what are card games with you. Your favorites, I don't know. Let's say these 5 cards, I want to order them. So I will have the first card, 5. Okay. And then second card. Actually, so happen is a bigger one. Okay, so happen that this is in a good order. Next, hey, 搞錯. Okay, still a bigger one. What? Okay, we have a smaller card. Okay, so if it's card game, okay, so I give you 2 more. Okay, I want to demonstrate it 2 more. Okay, so if I now have a 7. Okay. So 7 is, I cannot put it here and say that this is in a good order, right? So I need to insert it, right, into a good location, right? Can I do an autofocus here? Yeah, this thing sucks. Auto. Wow, this is so-called autofocus. Good. Okay. So I want to insert it. So basically, what I'm doing is, I try to find a good location to insert it. Right? So what is the good location? Is it in between here? No. In between here? Yes, good. So I insert it here. How to do next? Review next. Good. So happen is another 7. Okay? So insert it here. No good. Insert it here. Good or not? No. Yeah, if you know that diamond 7 is a smallest one. So here, nice. Next, wow, okay. Yeah, I don't know. This should be some cheating card. Okay. So 8. So I will find the insertion place. Insertion here. Okay. So this is how we play card games. Basically, we will try to emulate this process using array. Okay, we will try to emulate it. Okay, so I will do it again. This 7 cards go away. I use another set of cards. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, better. 5. Good. Oh, this is not good. Okay, I don't know whether you're playing 错大啲 or something. So put it away. Good. Okay. So this 5 cards again. So in a algorithm that I will tell you, okay, the algorithm is try to emulate how we play card games. Okay. So we have the previous way to do the ordering. While you are giving new cards to insert it, we call it insertion sort. Another way is you already have the set of cards now. You already have it. Okay. So basically, we want to recycle the codes that we have. Previous code we have a 5 minimum and 5 maximum. We want to recycle it. Okay. So we will do it again. Okay. With this 5 cards, but it's not good order, in a good order, because it's not from the small to your big. So the first way to do it is, how about we find the minimum number? Okay? 3 is the minimum number, right? 3 is the minimum. So it's supposed this card should be in the first place, right? Supposed to be like this. So then I will do this operation. Forecast is too much. Okay? So I will do this operation. Now let's see what I'm doing. Do you know what I'm doing? I pick the minimum and try to interchange the location. It's supposed to be the first location, right? I interchange the first location with the number 4. Then I already have the, oh, I should turn on the light. Ah, better. What? This, I don't know how to control CSK stuff, okay? So is it better? Good. So the next card will be, now I don't need to take care of 3, okay? I will try to focus on the remaining 4. Okay, in the remaining 4, I try to recycle what we have. Still recycle the find mean. I want to find the mean among this set of cards and try to take the place of the second slot, because it's second mean, right? So what is the second smallest card? 4, right? So I will try to interchange these 2. Okay? So that means these 2 cards are in good shape. I move it up, move it away. So I have 3. Who is the smallest? Diamond 5. So I will try to swap these 2 guys, interchange these 2 guys, and this guy will be in a good shape. So 2 more interchanges, and put it here, and the remaining like this. Okay? So this is another way to do the sorting. The first version that I show you is called insertion sort. I will grow my set of cards. Okay? While I'm growing my set of cards, I find a slot to insert it. So that's why I said insertion sort. This is another way. This way is, I already have a set of cards. I already have it now. Okay? And I will do one thing. I will try to find a minimum, because I already know the set. So I find a minimum and take the first place. Find the second mean, take the second place, and so on and so forth. Okay? So to do it in terms of code, yeah, I don't know why this step of course, okay? Does it don't have a, you have a queen, okay? Why there's, I can't show the jack and queen and king, okay? So horrible. So if you look at this set of slides, basically you don't know what it's talking about. Okay? It's basically talking about the second method that I show you. I already have a set of cards. Okay? So let's go. We need to do some coding now. Because my previous application is a card game, so maybe I change the numbers to let's say the card numbers. Too much. 2. Okay, 3, and then 6. No, I don't like this. 1, okay, 7, 8, 9, okay. So I pick up those cards first. Okay, so maybe I do it again. Okay, so I just pick 5 cards. Okay, it is let's do a softball again. Okay. So good. King, queen, 2, 5, 6. Okay. So later I will put it up. Okay. King, queen, 2, 5, 6. Okay. King is so I cannot type king here because king is not a number. So let it map to a number. So king, suppose we map it to 13, right? I map it to 13. Queen I map to 12. Then 2. Let's say that we're not playing a short ID. Okay, not so 2 is not the biggest. 2 is the smallest. Okay, 5 and then 6. Okay, this is the 5 cards that I have. Okay, so with this 5 cards, I do the same thing. Okay, I will set up a size of 5. I will have a minimum position. I try to look for the minimum cut. Now, what are the remaining variables? Okay, I have some remaining variable I didn't explain to you. Okay, so this three variable ij and swap temp means temporary are extra. Now I want to teach you one thing first. What is that? It is how to interchange two numbers. Oh, how to interchange two numbers. Oh, seems to be a stranger. Is it a questions? Okay, so let me clean up all things here. Later on, I will show you back. Okay, so let's say I scan two numbers in, A and B. Okay, I want you to swap the two numbers. Swap means interchange. Interchange order of two numbers. Don't tell me to change printf become BA. Yeah, no, I want A and B. Okay, I want you to interchange their value. Yeah, remember, my requirement is I don't change the printf. Okay, so how to do the interchange? Let's say that I input two numbers, 1 and 2. I want you to print out 2 and 1. Can I do this? B equal to A equal to B. Can I do this? Yeah, there's interchange, right? B become A become 1, right? Let's see. Yeah, some are laughing, so they know the answer. Swap I order O, return 0. Okay. Okay, compile, no problem. Run. 1 and 2, let's say. A is 1, B is 2. Become 1, 1. So basically, I'm doing a update of B. B is becoming A, so A and B become the same number. So when they become same number, how do you do the swap? Do the changing. Okay? So to do interchange values, we need a third variable. Okay? The third variable, the job is, where is my blue pen? Okay? So I have A, I have B. The temp variable, usually we call it temp, or some people call it C. Okay? The C variable. Okay? What is the task? The task is for backup. Okay? Usually the step is, say, 1 and 2 for A and B. I will back up the A value 1 to 10 first. Okay? And that's step number 1. Step number 2, update A's values, okay, with B. Okay? You didn't lose the previous value of B, of A, because A is already back up to C, or the temp variable. So then you have the third pass. So I will write it in code. Okay? So I need a C variable or the temp variable. I love to call it temp because C is very easy to collide. So first of all, I will do the backup of A. So how to remember the code? First, you back up a variable A. I don't know whether A or B, okay? My favorite is backup A, okay? So when I back up A, the next step we should do is to erase A, because we just have backed it up. So to erase A, with the B's values. So B and A now become the same value. I just copy B's value to A. And then I will use back the old value of A, which is called temp, to override B. Then I can interchange two values. Okay? So let's see. 1 and 2. Yeah, it's interchanged. So let's try something random. Yeah, this is a random number. Okay? And another random number. Yeah, so no problem. I can do the interchange now. So why I need to show the code for interchanging? Because in my previous card game, okay? So show the visual projector now. This is a set of cards that I have just found. Okay, so let me zoom in a bit. Oh, so happens they are all in dark colors, so I didn't turn on the lights. Wow, why? Okay, so yeah, so happens it's like this. Yeah, this is the order that I drawn. So remember, when I first found the smallest card, so this is a 2, so I need to interchange 2 with this guy, the king. Okay, so original order is a king, queen, 2, 5, 5, 6. Okay, then I need to interchange it because 2 is the smallest, so to take the first location. So that's why I teach you how to swap orders first. Okay, then we will go back to the sorting code. Okay, so my order is, this is the king, queen, 2, 5, 6. So I need to have nested loops. Why is this nested loops? Because first we need a loop to look for the minimum. Okay, we need a loop to look for minimum, so I put it here. Okay, then if we need another loop, okay, to, let's say the first round is to pick the minimum. Then we did second round, second minimum, third round, third minimum. So basically we did 5 rounds, okay, to pick the ith minimum value. So we need an outer loop to choose what is the number, whether the minimum, the second minimum, or third minimum. Okay, so why not we copy the minimum code here. Okay, so the minimum code, 5 minimum code. Okay, basically I cannot do the copy because I use the variable I. Okay, the I variable is being taken in my swap code. In a sort, I mean sort code. So this I is to control. I control choosing ith location in the array. So J, I use it for selecting the minimum number. Okay, so I cannot do the direct copying. I need to change it in J. So let's do it. Let's say we try to find a minimum number starting from 0. Okay, and now I don't need the value. Okay, I need the array position. Why I need the array position? Go back to the visual projector. Okay, reorder. So why I need the array position? When I look for the minimum, so this set of cards, the array element is 0, 1, 2. Okay, 2, location 2 is the minimum. So basically, I'm not interchanging the value 13 and 2. I actually interchanging the location. I will interchange location 0 with location 2. So I not just need the value itself, I need the location. So my code will be changed a little bit. Okay, so first setup challenge. I suppose the minimum. Why is this here? Okay, suppose the minimum position is 0. Suppose it's like this. Okay. Then I will check array the minimum position. Are you really minimum? Yeah, is it different from what we have previously? What we have previously is the challenge is challenging the value with an array element. Now it is not challenging the value with an element. In the sorting part, I just save the location. Okay, I don't save the value. So I need to use array and the mean position to query back the value. So if it's not the minimum, okay, because the challenge said that actually J is smaller than mean position. So the mean position now equal to j. So is it the same as previous case? Previous case is here is updating the mean value. Now I do a little change. I don't save the mean value, but I save the location. Okay? So I just save the location. So after this loop, mean position will point to the location of the smallest guy, right? No problem. Should be no problem. Now take a look back at my deck of cards. Okay? So my card now, I know that I don't have any paper, so I use a wet pen. Okay, point to this location. Wet pen. Okay. Don't move. Okay. So I point to this location. I know that this is the minimum number now. I will swap. Okay. Why I choose this guy? Because the first loop is to interchange the first log with the smallest number, because smallest number should be in this place. Okay? So let me go back to the code. Now I will do the swapping now. I assume that this code is correct. So the code is starting from the mean point is 0, and minimum position is 0, and then detect which is the real minimum. Then I will do the swapping. Of course, I set up the temp variable. I call it swap temp. Okay. So again, first step is do the backup. Okay. Swap temp. Backup. Let's say we save 0 first. Okay. I want to backup 0. Okay. With what? With this backup, I can erase this guy, right? Save to erase. Ouch. Good. And try to update this with the backup value. Okay? So go back to the visual projector. So basically what we are doing when we find any number 2 here. I need to find number 2 in deck of cards. Huh? Oh, come on, Newcastle. I found it. There's so happened there's a number 2 here. Here. I tapped the wrong button. Okay? So basically I will actually I'm not backing up 2, I'm backing up king. Okay, here it's king. Okay? So I will first back up this guy. So let's say I have another king here. I just ignore the we call this a suit, okay? Yeah, far, okay? So I just treat this as same. These 2 kings are the same color, right? Okay? So let's say this is the backup. So I will back it up and copy a 2. Okay, copy a 2 in this location because I already back up here. This is my backup. Okay, then I copied it and copy this king into this location in order to do the interchanging. Okay, so is this good? Is it good? Do you have any problem? Yeah, this is good. Okay, so there's a very good beginning. It's only beginning. I can only interchange position for 0 only, right? How can I do the next step? The next step is try to find a second mean, right? Find a second mean and do the same step again. Basically, this code fail if I want to adjust in the second mean, right? Can you locate why? Because basically I hard code everything here. I hard code is become a 0. Okay, I hard code it becomes 0. Okay, so now it is a time to test your ability to understanding array and also looping. Okay, so if I try to replace 0 element with the minimum position, basically it means if the round is the first round, I will pick 0. Second round, we will be replacing array element 1. Okay, round 2 is replacing element 1. Round 3 is element 0, and element 2, and so on and so forth. We have 5 rounds. We have 5 rounds. Okay? So basically, it means I is a round. Okay? I set up in this way. I is a round, so I replace 0 with I. Right. Good. So I replace the i's here. Is it good enough? Did I remove all the hard codes? It seems to be quite good. So let's see, is there any problem? Okay? So I have this deck of cards. I assume that it will become 2, 5, 6, 12, and 13. Okay? It should be an error. Okay? So if you think that I have an error, good, there is an error. But just let you to see what happens if I do up to this level. Compilation, no problem. Sorting. Okay, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. I have a printing loop here. Okay. Sort. It just go crazy, huh? It seems to go crazy. So what is the part that is go crazy? The part it go crazy happen here. This loop has a problem. This loop is not what we want. Okay? So I do the end. I do the wheel stop again. So pick away these 2 cards. Okay? Now while I'm doing this again, okay, focus, not focus, is remember this code, the code that I highlight. Okay? Now I use words to explain to you. This code first assume that the 0 element is the minimum. 0 element is the minimum, and start with 0 element up to size -1, I look for the minimum. Okay? And after this loop, min post will remember the minimum guy. Now, let's take a look back. What we should do. Okay? We should do the following. The first scan is to look for the minimum one. So up to here, oh, then I find the minimum guy is 2. So I will do the swapping. Okay? Then what's the next step? I finish the first round. Look for the mean, swap. The second round, also look for the mean and swap. Should I start with here and do the scan again? No, I shouldn't do this because it is already minimum. I should start the loop from here and do the scan and okay, I found it. 5. Okay, 5 is the second mean. Okay, or I shouldn't say the second mean is if I cover this up, these 4 cards, the minimum among these 4 cards. Okay? Then when I do the swapping, I'm not swapping with the first guy, I'm swapping in the second guy because it's supposed it will take the second place. And I don't start the loop from here again. Okay, I start the loop from here again. Okay, and do the scan and find 6. Okay? So that means that whenever I finish one round, the searching for the minimum will be restricted 1 element less. Another round, 1 more element less. Okay, and so on and so forth. Now take a look back at my minimum searching code. The minimum searching code don't have this ingredient, right? Don't have this ingredient. No that sense, right? The sense here is, yeah, let's do the scan again, starting from the beginning. The first round is okay. The first round is to pick the minimum one. The second round is not okay anymore. Because we assume that the loop starts with 0. That's not the thing that we want. Basically, the first round is start with 0. Second round, 1. Start with 1. And then 2. And then 3. How to change it? Now, just like magic. Very simple. Changing this into I. Change this to I. Now, maybe you feel a little bit amazing, okay? But I still want your computer results first. Is this a good order? Yeah, ascending now. So with this change, what happened? What happened? Okay, so I undo my change first. Okay, so this is what we have previously. I just changed the loop using I as the starting variable. Okay, so what is I? I is meaning I look for the ith smallest element. So the starting of the scanning will start with the first element down to the fifth one. And the next round so happened that if I set this into I, it means the beginning, okay? The beginning or the starting element is not the first guy. The next round, I equal to 1 is the second guy. Then another loop ends. I will start with the third guy, which is I equal to 2. Okay? Just like magic. And one more. What is the minimum position? Usually my notation is I assume that the first guy that I choose is the minimum. This is the first guy, right? Because I start the loop with j equal to I. Okay? Now remember, it's inside the loop is j. Okay? So this is the algorithm. I mean the algorithm. Algorithm means this is always work. And this is a code that always work. Okay? So make sort, no problem. I change now. Maybe I have a duplicated entry, a pair of 2. So that's why previously I do the shuffle. I try to avoid a duplication. Now with duplication, tell me, will this code end up with error? Yeah, the replacement is king double 2 and then 5 6. So with this layout, do I have any problem? Now let's do the animations, okay, using real clock. So I will first find the smallest one first, okay. So who is the smallest one? The middle one, right? No, smallest, okay. The smallest is this guy, not the middle one. Okay, this guy is the smallest. Okay, so I will swap these 2 guys. Okay, then I will ignore this guy. I will ignore the hard 2. Then I will look for another minimum. When I scan, oh, starting from this guy, and this guy is the minimum. Do the swapping. Okay, now starting from this guy, pick this. Oh, 5 is the smallest one. Okay, and again. So basically, this sorting doesn't care how many duplication. In real case, in my array, we don't have 2 different 2, right? These 2 are different. We have identical 2. Still no problem. Still no problem if they are identical. Look at my comparison. My comparison is just try to compare if my so-called minimum position is bigger than the element that I scan. It's bigger than this guy. If yes, then it is not the minimum. Now, what happens if they are identical? This if case will evaluate as false, right? This if case that this guy is just the same, so evaluate as false, no problem. Okay. So what if I change into this way? Still no problem. Yeah, because you are just interchanging two elements, but these 2 elements just carrying the same value. It is still the minimum guy. Okay? So this is the entire code. Okay? And we have a name for this algorithm. The name is called selection sort. Okay? This is called selection sort. Okay? Basically, you can challenge yourself. Okay? Challenge yourself. Okay? Let's say that if you have time, okay, or if you already learned programming, there is no challenge, okay? If you don't know programming before, try to implement the first algorithm that I said, the insertion sort. I have king, okay? Then I receive 6, I find a place to insert. Okay. Then I find 2, I find a place to insert. I find 5, I find another place to insert. Okay, that's called insertion sort. You can try to implement it. This is harder to implement, although it's more human friendly, right? Human friendly means that, oh, I play classes like this, yeah, insert. But in programming, it is harder, okay? Because, you need to not just swap, okay? But you need to shift the set of characters, shift the set of elements, okay? It is not easy. So this is the code, okay? The code has a little bit change, okay? I set it into I, and the code set it to the I plus 1, no problem. They're identical. Okay? So this is called selection sort. Okay? Wow. Do I have time? Wow, very few. Okay? So just 1 or 2 more applications. I don't want to explain too much. Okay? So how to do the copying of the array? Not this. This is not array copying. You just like this PowerPoint. If you do this, you have 2 arrays. You want to copy them. Say B equal to A. You have compilation error. You cannot compile. You need to do what we call element by element copying. Okay? If you want to copy. Okay, this is an element by element copy. Then what? What are the other common mistakes in the slides? Usually, since many people will do this. Okay, just like last week. Okay, last week I said some people will do this sport, and all people commit into this similar mistake. Okay, this is another mistake. This mistake is to generate the error that I just commit. Array or bound. The array have bound. The bound is from 0 up to 9, but you want I to visit 10. Okay, then you will have A10. A10 is definitely a wrong location. There's no such location called A10. Then it will give you surprise. Okay, if you give you some surprise, I mean the number is some imaginary things. Okay, so as I said before we start this lecture, we will stop here. I don't want to explain over 2D array. 2D array we will explain in next week. Okay, we don't have time. So in the lab, okay, so we